Hi, this is Dr. Elizabeth Medlock from Life by Design Coaching with your life coaching tip of the week for the week of August 6, 2012. Today I'm going to be talking about learning from life's experiences and taking things that I've talked about before and kind of putting them together. We hear all the time that life is a journey that we're on, a path that we're on. And really what we're here to do is to learn and move forward. But I think there's some things that block people from learning and moving forward and really seeing life as just one big, learning experiment. The first thing is that you're not able to be an observer of yourself and of what's going on. I was watching an interview this weekend on the OWN network, yay, Super Soul Sunday. And she was talking to a man that wrote a book called The Untethered Soul, which I'll be reading next. And he talked about, as another book I use a lot, Taming Your Gremlin. Rick Carson said the same thing, is that most people never learn how to be an observer of themselves. That you're so much in your head, and I've talked about this, and in your thoughts and in your mind, that when life's experiences come at you, you have all these kind of pre-programmed reactions, all the old scripts, the old narratives, the things that are in there. And you can't really lean back from it to become an observer of yourself, which is something that I work with clients to do all the time. If you can become an observer and lean back enough and watch what's unfolding and really become aware of your own reactions, then you're able to learn from experiences, because it's only through true observation that we can learn. If you're caught up in old scripts and old patterns, they really keep you locked in from being open to really learning anything from the things that are happening to you. So number one is to really be an observer of yourself, of your own reactions, of your own scripts, know what they are, know why they're happening, and really create enough space to be able to look at the situation instead of being in the situation. As we all know, when we're engulfed in a situation, especially when it brings up feelings of anger or sadness, we become about that anger, about that sadness, about that bitterness. Hard to learn in that situation. When we are able to create space and become an observer, we'll also be able to detach enough to quiet ourselves and to quiet our emotions enough to say, okay, what am I supposed to be learning here? What do I see? What am I supposed to be seeing? And these are questions I ask myself all the time. So that's the first thing. And the second thing is to really understand the nature, and I've talked about this before when I talked about Frederick Hudgens' life cycles, that there are cycles when you go through you're in a really good phase, and then you kind of get bored and you go into something called the doldrums. And these are where you really learn how to rebuild yourself and reinvent yourself. And it's in those periods of pain, and Marianne Williamson talks about this, and Deepak Chopra talks about this, everybody talks about this. A lot of the books I've read, the one I read by Richard Moore lately on the second phase of life, talked about, we really tend to learn and go through painful experiences. Can you learn through joy? Yes. But it's really about those painful experiences that we have, those sufferings in our life, those things that don't go well, that teach us the most about ourselves and teach us the most about moving forward and what it takes. So, some people have said life is pain. And maybe it is, but it's in that sadness and in those times when you feel pain that you really need to step away from the pain a little bit and decide, what am I supposed to be learning from all of this? What's supposed to be built up out of this? Because out of every negative experience should be coming positive growth. So taking that perspective and learning that, living with the fact that there are going to be hard times, but the idea is to move through those hard times and learn from them and not to repeat the mistakes of the past, as we always know and talk about. And then the third thing really is to always, as I've said before, remain open to learning. And I think you can really train yourself to be open to learning in general. And I've talked about this before. Travel, read, learn new things every day, take in new information, become a person that your normal mode is learning new things. Because I think when you're a person that opens yourself up to learning in general, you can begin to open yourself up to learning about yourself, or learning about what you're supposed to learn from your life experiences, because you are a learner. So if you redefine yourself as being an open person and a person who learns something new every day and is open to even learning in general in terms of information, knowledge, and experience, you become opening more to learning from your own experiences. So putting in your head, I'm a learner, I can continually grow, I can continually learn, is a big part of it. And then again, it's about the life's journey. I think in the end, what I said is learning from life's experiences, that we're on a journey. And the idea is that we are supposed to learn and grow and evolve as we move down our path. And I think, always remembering that life is going to happen to you. It's moving. It's constantly moving, and energy is constantly moving, and your life is moving past you. And how you choose to be in that life is up to you. And that means I can choose to let things upset me, or I can choose to let them wash over me. I can choose to latch on and feel negative feelings, or I can choose to let go and relax. It really is your choice, because things happen, life happens, S-H-I-T happens. And you know that you can either let it affect you, let it not affect you, and your perspective on life's journey is what really allows you to learn from it. So you're not in control of what happens in life, but you sure as heck are in control, as I've said before, of how you react to it. And really being able to, again, be an observer, know what your reactions are, know that you don't have to react that way, understand that pain and suffering is sometimes how we learn, as I've said before, and defining yourself as a learner, and being a learner in general in all areas of your life, and understanding that life's a journey and things happen, and that if things are in constant motion, and you're in constant motion with them, and this is the life you've got, and you better make the best of it. And there's certainly ways that you can do that. No use wallowing in the past. The past is over. It's like looking backwards to see the wake of the ship, and then running into the rock because you were turning your head backwards. That's not how to live life. So learning from life experiences, I think, is really what our work is. Doing God's will, of course, and part of that is learning and growing and evolving. So I hope that's been a helpful tip of the week, and I will see you next week for another life coaching tip. Have a great week.